Hello, knife people. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're having a good day. Today, I'll be reviewing this Chinese replica. Basically, this is a replica or even a clone. I guess it's not a replica, it's a clone of the TOPS Brakimo. An illegal one at that, because it says made in USA. It says, and it's not made in USA, that's a lie. It says Bushcraft Global Brakimo TOPS, even has some sort of I'm pretty sure a fake number. But it has all the brand markings that it should not have from a legal standpoint. Ordered this on Aliexpress on sale. It was advertised as a D2 blade, which I very highly doubt that this is actually D2 steel. If it is not properly heat treated and it doesn't feel right. Maybe some sort of carbon steel, I don't know. But I paid $19, 18 something, almost $19 for it. It came, so let me put this away for now. It came in this box, and I mean this has to be frustrating, right? For one, heavy duty spring steel clip. This clip is designed to rotate slowly until the desired position is achieved. Do not lubricate O-ring. This clip has been blah blah blah. There is no O-ring, there is no spring steel clip. It is plastic, and there is no O-ring. This is done very badly, actually. This is plastic, first of all. It is not thermoplastic, blah, whatever. It's just plastic that is done in a mold. Well, Kydex sheaths are also, well, not in a mold, actually, or in a special thermoform. Anyway, this is just poured, pressure poured or whatever, plastic in a mold. And it's not good. Now, when they say this is designed to rotate, etc., this has a bolt instead of an O-ring. That bolt is surrounded by the same plastic as this, and there is that bolt is embedded into the plastic. So there is a thread in there, and through here, with a little Torx screw, you just torque it down. But you cannot rotate it infinitely like this one with a proper O-ring, a rubber O-ring. So this mechanism, besides this being plastic, is just not what they advertise, and it's not strong enough. The fact that it's not what they advertise shouldn't be surprising, because they advertise this as a TOPS Brakimo, and it is not. It's a far cry from a TOPS Brakimo. We'll get into the details here shortly. So the sheath is for a plastic sheath. I guess it is acceptable on this side, but the clip is worthless, and it would be difficult to modify this clip or the sheath to be a good sheath. So, you know, the sheath doesn't work for me. What has to be frustrating, besides all those markings, is like, why are you lying to the customers? This is ordered on Aliexpress. TOPS doesn't sell their knives on Aliexpress, so what's up with this? TOPS knife certificate of manufacture and authenticity. This certificate will verify that this knife is made by TOPS Knives, 101% hand finished in the USA, and ordered off AliExpress. Why are they doing this? They're doing this for, I guess, some retailers that would be then reselling them as originals. I don't know, I have no clue. But this kind of stuff is unacceptable. The fact that Chinese manufacturers often copy, often take ideas, replicate, that's one thing, but this is just a rip-off. And the knife thickness, let's measure 4.6 millimeters, and that would be 0.18 inches, not 0.2. The painting on it is rather bad. It's just paint, I'm sure. Doesn't look proper, just looks very cheaply made, just painted over. And that is not laser etched either. That's not a laser etching, that's just painting. The blade shape is copied, I guess, from about Brakimo. I would imagine that the proportions and the sizing copy the original Brakimo. This has, I guess you would call this a Scandi grind, not a saber grind, with a very pronounced secondary bevel. It came, I guess, roughly sharp. It wasn't really good, but sharp enough. But if you pay attention to the line, the bevel line, it is not even everywhere, and on the tip on this side it's unfinished. It's not done right. You see that? Come on, you should be able to see that tip is not ground fully to the end. As I mentioned already, the steel doesn't look to be any type of good steel, whether it is 1095 or D2. It does not seem to be properly heat treated. It just seems soft in my use. Now I'm unscrewing this to demonstrate the quality that you get from Aliexpress for under 20 bucks or around $20. You shouldn't expect much. Check this out. Paper thin, crappy plastic. Even the liner, look at it. Even the liner is very cheap plastic, and obviously that repeats on the other side. The skeletonization of the handle is not done well. I mean, it's a heavy knife. They could have taken off a lot more steel from the handle. I don't have the original, so maybe the original has these two holes and that's it. I don't know. I guess this should also count as a hole. But yeah, the knife is heavy. The handles are very cheaply made plastic handles, and I'm not going to be keeping this knife, obviously, because I would never ever use anything like this. I don't know, I don't have a scenario where I would take this knife and depend on it to do any sort of any of the tasks that these knives are built for. It just won't hold up. And besides not holding up, it won't, the quality of performance will be very low, and you know, you want to enjoy your knives, and a good knife, when you have it in your hand, it's just a different feeling than something this cheaply made. Now if we compare the original, I do have a TOPS BOB, right, which I've blued. I actually have some rust that I need to take off from here. That's weird because I did clean this up after bluing, but I guess there was still some reaction with the steel going on. Anyway, there is a significant quality difference between the TOPS sheath and the Chinese clone or replica. As I said, plastic, the original is Kydex. The design will be different because this is of a different knife, but similar kind of. This O-ring retention on the original TOPS knife works very well. It's a very tight retention, and you can carry your knife horizontally, or if you'd like this to dig into your ribs, you can turn it around and carry it vertically. I prefer horizontal carry on this particular knife. Obviously, the thickness of the knife is relatively similar, but the materials, the original knife steel is much better, even though it's simple 1095. TOPS does a great job with their heat treating on the and most of the knives they do make are 1095, so they are quite well acquainted with the steel and how to push out the maximum performance out of this steel. So I'm quite happy and comfortable with what they've gone with. Handle, this is proper micarta handle. The liners, maybe paper micarta or something, but there won't be this cheap plastic, of course. It'll be different. And the knives, I mean, this replica Brakimo is significantly heavier than the TOPS BOB. There is more steel on this knife. As you can see, it is wider, but overall I just cannot recommend that you go out and trying to save money, pay your hard-earned cash for something like this. It's just not worth it. With the similar price range, what I would strongly advise you to do, if you have the ability, some tools, is you can get this Lowry, you can get Moras, you can get Helle, Enzo knives, the blade blanks that are heat treated, ground, and even sharpened. This is a very sharp one. It's actually a Lowry PT that's partial or differentially heat treated. So if you look close, I will have a separate video of making these knives. They'll be Pucos, but there is a line that follows through, and the blade edge is supposed to be 61 to 62 HRC, and the spine is softer, 58 I believe, or maybe even lower, I don't remember, but I'll get the specifics on the video where I build this. So $25 you can get this, and this is a much better knife and will serve you much longer, better, less frustration than something like this. So that would be my advice, is if you can't afford to spend $100 or $80 or $130, you can have a very good knife. This is boxwood, by the way, and I intend to, you can see I've drawn out the shape. So thinking of a couple of options for the handles, and it's cheap. You can make your own burlap micarta jeans. This is actually a mix of my worn jeans and a bag of hemp bag or whatever that I liked the texture of. This is just a top. It will be transparent like elsewhere once this is ground off. But anyway, you can also make your own micarta or G10. Well, G10 would be a bit more difficult. You can use wood handles, etc., and end up with a much better knife and something of your own, rather than such a cheaply made weak not really thought out well type of clone or replica. Avoid this kind of stuff, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Stay tuned, there'll be more content, videos of building these two knives and many others. Cheers and have a good one. Thank you.